Voices of Impact is about women sharing overcoming challenge and adversity in their lives, and then how they're leveraging that to, then go and make a difference in the world. So the focus of my story was around me being a fairly high-achieving teenager. I loved horses and horse riding, went to all the shows in the area, in the region, when I was younger, and, got champion and supreme champion rider, wins. And then I also loved dressage. So with my pony club, I ended up going into, dressage competitions and, all that sort of thing. So, and I was very self-motivated, I guess. One of the things that I've learned in my journey is that often highly, high achieving teens and sort of highly independent teens are sometimes masking trauma from their background, which is what happened to me. So I experienced some childhood trauma when I was very young, and I didn't tell anyone about it until I was much, much older. So it was a way of masking. So when you're young and you don't really understand what's happened, but it just seems like the world is not a safe place anymore. You have to become strong and smart so you can take care of yourself, because you can't really trust anybody anymore, and very independent. And so that's sort of how I became. And in hindsight, I can see, a lot of these successes that I had through life were, incredible as they were, but they also felt a little empty. I started my journey of sort of self-learning and self-discovery, in my 30s, and really, found a whole lot of things for myself, and did a lot of work around it, and just, so now I can tell this story like it's just a story. The charge has gone. The impact, I still can notice from time to time, but it's nothing like the power that it was holding for a long time in my life, and affecting relationships and all sorts of, you don't even know the impact until you can see, the event itself, and then what you made it mean about yourself. And it's the meaning that you make in events like that is the really powerful impact, because the event is in the past, but what you carry with you in the present and into the future is the meaning that you made about yourself and the world. So there's a lot of freedom in being able to realize that. So I had a lot of achievements, worked internationally, built a great career in international school education. I did all this, got asked to interpret for Channel 7 during the Beijing Olympics. Like, that was a huge moment, to be able to be there among all of the, Australian television people and athletes, and just be in that one place at that one moment in the world. It was incredible. And all of that would never have happened if I hadn't been working on my own stuff along the way. I was teaching Chinese in China in an international school, so I was teaching foreign kids, but I had a big story that my Chinese wasn't good enough, so I was keeping very quiet a lot of the time instead of putting myself out there. And once I could see that, and then I could see what I was doing and that limiting belief that I had, I was able to sort of let that go or put it aside at different moments, and be able to say yes to opportunities like interpreting for Channel 7 at the Beijing Olympics. So yeah, it's pretty amazing what happens when you can see your limiting beliefs and step outside of them, and just choose to take action anyway.
For those who have gone through similar trauma as you, or going through now, and they're feeling they're in a very dark place, what would you like to?
I would say, reach out, ask for help. Asking for help takes the biggest courage of all, and don't try to DIY. You can still get through, and we can all pull ourselves through, but the process takes so much longer when you try and do it on your own. So and then what often happens is you might feel like you've gotten yourself to a good place, but then there'll be another event or something else that can trigger things from the past. So it's really important to be able to have the courage to say, hey, I need some help here. And even if it's just from a good friend or a confidant, but if you notice that you do need more help than that, then reach out to a professional, ask your doctor for a recommendation, anything like that, whatever is needed.